What is going on, everybody? This is Striker welcoming you back here to Vlogmas of 2019. This is day number 11, so obviously we're going to do something involving the number 11, and this is going to be more of a traditional vlog today. We've got some more stuff up here, and I'm also solo for this video, just because I'm really the only person that has an opinion here between Brooklyn and I on this subject I'm talking about. Also, ignore my red spots and stuff. I just shaved because I had to, because it's part of the UPS policy. I can grow a mustache though, so I got my mustache going, but I ended up cutting the bottom of my thing. And honestly, it looks worse on camera than it does in real life, so I don't know what that's about. But in today's video, we're gonna go ahead and talk about my 11 favorite Pokemon. Now, you will notice a couple of trends, and I will describe and explain best I can as to why they're my favorite Pokemon and all that stuff. But yeah, so we're gonna see how this goes. I set this up so it should be pretty easy to just like click stuff and we'll be good to go. So we're gonna start from the bottom, go all the way up to the top, assuming I didn't get them out of order in editing, and that's fine. So there we go. So number 11 is Milotic or Milotic, however you pronounce that or want to pronounce that. I don't know, I'm sure it's probably out there. I just haven't run across a pronunciation guide. The reason for this is because it evolves from Feebas, which is an absolutely disgusting looking Pokemon. But it's also a really, really gorgeous Pokemon that's kind of hard to get. It's also from, I guess, the later generations, because I kind of dropped off once it hit Generation 3. Like, I played Diamond, which I believe is part of Generation 3, and I played Emerald and stuff, and I played the originals, like Gen 1s, and then when they redid them with Fire Red. So I tried to throw in a little bit of, like, newer type Pokemon. There is another one that's coming up in here. But I really like it just because it's a really, really gorgeous looking Pokemon, really. It's not necessarily that the moveset is great or anything like that. It was between this and Tropius, just because I think Tropius looks kind of cool as well, and also doesn't evolve from something, which is kind of rare with a lot of Pokemon, that they usually come from something. And also, this isn't the hierarchy of the thing, so I'm not going to say like Charizard, and that means that I like Charmeleon and Charmander, right? That didn't make the list, by the way, but it's like these specific Pokemon. So moving on to number 10, Manectric, right? I think that's Manectric. It's been a hot moment. I really like Manectric because this was kind of like my Jolteon replacement in the later games. I really like having Jolteon on my team. Stupid fast Pokemon, pretty solid with the special attack. But also I kind of like more realistic Pokemon rather than like a Chandelier that's a Pokemon, or whatever other dumb shit they had. There's little like gears and stuff like that that are Pokemon. Like I said, I kind of dropped off after a while, but yeah, so whatever. Moving on. We've got Altaria. Altaria is one of my favorite Pokemon because it looks like a dipshit, which I think is hysterical. But also, it's a dragon type, and it's a pretty decent Pokemon for what I can remember. I do believe it was part of my team when I went through and played Emerald and beat the game. I'm pretty sure I had Altaria in there. Again, it's kind of like my Dragonite replacement, because that's normally what I use in my team, like in that Gen 1, Gen 3 type stuff. So yeah, Altaria made the list, and that's number 9. Then on to number 8. This is the most recent Pokemon, is Mimikyu, because it's weird, it looks stupid, it's a damn goober, and I think its moveset is pretty cool. I haven't really experienced it in-game anywhere. I have used it every now and again in like a Pokemon Showdown match if I ever get bored, or if I'm chilling playing with a couple of friends of mine or whatever. But for the most part, I really haven't used a whole lot of the newer gen Pokemon. But yeah, Mimikyu made the list. That's 11, 10, 9, 8. Number 8, Mimikyu. Then on to number 7 is Rapidash. I really, really love the amount of fire types that are in Gen 1, and that's what's really unfortunate, because I would love to have like Charizard and Rapidash and Arcanine, or Arcanine, however you want to pronounce it, in my team all at the same time. Even Ninetales. I mean, Ninetales is kind of cool too, but that's 4 of your 6 Pokemon right there are fire type. That's not good at all. But I really like Rapidash because it's kind of like that realistic horse type deal, but it's covered with fucking fire. And also, the first shiny Pokemon I have ever seen and caught in a game, it was when I was in Pokemon Diamond, and it was a shiny Ponyta. I mean, obviously that's not Rapidash, but a shiny Ponyta, and I caught it, and that kind of like solidified its place here in the Pokemon. So that's number 7, right? 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, right? On to number 6. I'll try to remember this as we go on, but I'm stupid. On to number 6, we got the good old homie Pikachu. I feel like no list can be complete without Pikachu, mainly just from me growing up as a kid watching the show, the Pokemon shows and all that stuff. Pikachu is obviously a huge part of Ash's everything and the storyline, and he's involved with all that stuff, and he was just a cute little Pokemon and stuff like that. So it's not necessarily like I like to use him in game or that he looks cool or anything like that. It's just mainly because of the impact, I guess, Pikachu had on my life growing up watching the show. Moving onwards, number 5, we've got Luxray, which evolves from a really stupid looking Pokemon into a kind of stupid looking Pokemon to then a Luxray, and the Luxray actually looks kind of dope. It's kind of, again, like a Jolteon replacement almost, because it's an electric type, it's kind of fast, it's good with special attack, but again, it kind of holds true to the more realistic Pokemon in terms of like being aminals and stuff, right? That's what I prefer. So yeah, Luxray made the list, and plus I think it was my first Pokemon outside of the starter that I caught back in Diamond, and I absolutely loved using Luxray the entire time. So yeah. All right, moving onwards is what, number 5, number 4, number 4, 3, 2. Yeah, number 4 is Eevee, because Eevee is small, Eevee is cute, and Eevee can become anything, especially as the generations continued onwards. You didn't have to go Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon. Then you got Leafeon, you got Espeon, you got Umbreon, you got Glaceon, now there's Sylveon. I mean, there's so many different Eevees, and the Eevees are just, it's for the pure potential. And of course, with it being, my favorite Pokemon game to play is Pokemon Fire Red, so having that Eevee is incredibly important in order to get my Jolteon for the end game. So Eevee is really awesome, and it has a ton of potential to be whatever the hell you want it to be in any semblance of the words. That's why I made the list at number 4. Then at number 3, right here on chin level, right there, is Mr. Dragonite, or I guess Miss Dragonite, depending on which gender of the Pokemon you catch. I really like Dragonite because it is stupid overpowered. It's a pseudo-legendary. It evolves from a little lizard, which is a pain in the ass to catch for the most part, especially in Pokemon Fire Red. It takes a long ass time to train, but the payoff is so worth it. It can have such a diverse move set. Like I said, it's really powerful. There's really no glaring weakness with it, and because in the early generations, Dragon was incredibly overpowered, as long as you avoided other dragons and ice, you were good. So yeah, it's great. So Dragonite made the list at number 3. I always have Dragonite in my party if I can, just because of that pseudo-legendary and that extra kick of power just in case you need it. Then moving on to number 2, as referenced before, Jolteon. Like I said, these are specific Pokemon, so I didn't want to just be like, Eevee, and that means Jolteon. No, because Jolteon is stupid fast, it's got great special attack, it's fantastic with its moveset. I mean, it's a fantastic lead Pokemon no matter what you do. Obviously, unless you're facing like ground or something like that, that's going to absolutely demolish it, but it just looks so ferocious in the earlier games, and as it kind of continues, the artwork gets a little more, I don't know, it's kind of like this. It looks a little playful, like a little, I don't know, like a pet, you know? It just looks really awesome. It's got the great abilities. I love having Jolteon in the party, and I mean, you can see from the rest of the list, I kind of found my own Jolteon replacements as I went through other games because of how much I relied on Jolteon early on when I was playing the games. And then number 1, I don't think this is going to come as much as a surprise to anybody. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, but my number 1 favorite Pokemon of all time is Growlithe because it reminds me of a dog, and I love dogs, and dogs are cute as hell, and Growlithe is cute as hell, and it becomes Arcanine or Arcanine, again, however you want to pronounce it, and it's fantastic. Another pseudo-legendary, absolutely just demolishes everything early generations. Like I said, Fire Red's favorite game. Having that bad boy, that is probably the main reason why like Charmander or Charizard didn't make my top 11 favorite Pokemon or anything like that, because Arcanine takes my fire. So having a second fire Pokemon with Charizard doesn't make sense. So I take Blastoise, well, Squirtle, and then up to Blastoise because you can have Surf and Waterfall on Blastoise for late game stuff. So really, it just kind of helps to round out your team, and also you can teach Arcanine Strength. And then I don't know if I think I probably taught Rock Smash to Snorlax in my typical party setup. But you know, that way you can spread your HMs around, and you don't have to worry about only keeping 5 of your actual main party with you and having an HM slave or bitch or however you want to call it in your back pocket. So it was just always a nice way to have it. But yeah, Growlithe is just, it's a cute as hell Pokemon, and I absolutely always loved it growing up. Yeah, so that rounds out the list. As you can see, the majority of my Pokemon come from the earlier generations, Generation 3 and earlier, and then we've got Mimikyu in there for a little bit of flair. I don't know, I wanna play some of the newer games and stuff. I just haven't gotten around to it. I probably could get around to it if I really wanted to, but I got other games that I've been playing and having fun with, so I'm not too concerned about it. But, you know, let me know if there's any other trends that you see in these Pokemon. You know, comment down below and we can discuss them in the comments if that's what you want to do. But that is going to wrap up this episode. We got the top 11 Pokemon. They're all surrounding me, and I didn't change the background because I'm lazy doing to find another one. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you all tomorrow with day number 10.